In today's video, we will be going through American Horror Story. Halloween Part 1 is the 4th episode of the first season. Let's get started. In 2010, Chad Warwick is lighting candles and carving pumpkins in preparation for a Halloween party that is supposed to make people interested in buying the house, which he and his partner had bought to fix, and then sell it at a profit. Chad confronts his partner Patrick about having sex with his trainer at the gym, which Patrick concedes to doing. They fight about the passion being gone from their relationship and that they are stuck in the house due to finances tied up with the restoration. After Patrick leaves, Chad sees Rubberman and mistakes him for Patrick. An angry Rubberman drowns Chad in the apple bucket and turns around to find Patrick standing in a cowboy costume. In 2011, Ben, Vivian, and Marcy discuss strategies for selling the house. Marcy wants to include fluffers, specialists paid to style up the house, to drive more lookers. Vivian agrees that the house has an image problem, since they're on the Eternal Darkness tour. Marcy hires a gay man. Travis is reading about Halloween's origins in Adelaide. Constance seems frustrated with him and sends him to pick up groceries and cigarettes. Adelaide can read, but has been telling Travis that she can't. Constance thinks Adelaide is vying for Travis's affections and warns her that, after 30 years of sacrificing for Adelaide, she is not going to share the men in her life with her. Larry shows up to extort money from Ben for killing and burying Hayden. Ben sends him away, as he has a patient who ends up being Tate, who did not transition to the new therapist. Ben set up for him Dr. Goldman. Ben thanks him for helping during the home invasion, but wants an explanation as to why he was there. Tate lies, but Ben still says the Tate cannot be seen as a patient at the house because of the continued boundary issues. The tearful and contrite Tate agrees, and they agree to meet for coffee in a park. The security officer describes the new security system to Vivian. Moira is carving pumpkins, which she says Marcy brought. Moira requests Halloween off so that she can visit her mother. Vivian takes the pumpkins outside and sees Chad and Patrick discussing the rose bushes, mistaking them for Marcy's fluffers. Vivian brings them inside. Ben, Vivian, Chad, and Patrick are carving pumpkins. The ghosts are playing the part of the fluffers and continue to bicker. Chad insists the gazebo will not help them sell the house and should be replaced after Halloween with an organic garden. Ben cuts himself accidentally with the knife, and Patrick, who is an EMT, volunteers to help. After he does so in the bathroom, Patrick fondles and tries to seduce Ben with a blowjob, but Ben declines. Vivian and Chad discuss Patrick's indiscretions as they prepare more decorations. Chad says he discovered the truth after reviewing the cell phone records, which could not be erased the same way as text messages. Upstairs, Adelaide scares Violet, grabbing her from underneath the bed. Adelaide wants Violet to dress her up as a pretty girl. Adelaide asks if she is Tate's girlfriend and also if she is a virgin. Adelaide declines to reveal her age, citing Constance, but tells Violet that she is not a virgin. Adelaide is overjoyed by the makeover. Violet chides Adelaide, saying she can't come over anymore, but Adelaide insists that all of her friends are here. Constance chases Adelaide around the kitchen, insisting that she take off the makeup, citing their reputation. Adelaide refuses to comply. Violet looks for Tate in the basement and is scared by him, as he is wearing the Rubberman suit. They use an Ouija board to contact Charles Montgomery. Violet wants to know what Tate did to the intruders in the basement. He repeats that it wasn't him, as he had help. Tate tells her the story of Charles Montgomery in his abortion clinic. He adds that Nora received a threatening phone call from an angry father of an aborted child. He kidnapped their baby, and the police returned the dismembered corpse in jars. Nora wanted to bury the child in the lace christening dress, but Charles stitched the remains together. Tate insists that the resulting entity, the ghost, still lives there in the basement. Violet does not believe him. Violet insists that she and Tate should have a real date, away from the house, and Tate agrees to do so. The following day, Ben meets Tate at a playground. Ben discloses his troubled childhood to Tate while uncharacteristically smoking a cigarette. He says that Tate reminds him of himself at his age and how lucky and surprising it was that he was able to get through it with a wonderful family. Constance finds Adelaide in bed, as Adelaide does not want to trick or treat. Constance has capitulated and will let her go as a pretty girl while wearing a vinyl mask. Ben is preparing his costume as a vampire, and Vivian is dressed as a witch. She confronts him about Hayden having examined the phone bills and found her contacts. Ben claims that he has had minimal contact with her and that he didn't see her in Boston. He says she will not be calling back. Vivian's cell phone rings, and it's Hayden's number. Vivian says she will call her back. Downstairs, Chad continues to decorate the house. He frowns at Vivian's choice, and its gaudy symbolism to new potential home buyers, and the cheesiness of Ben's outfit. Chad freaks out about the wrong apple choice, leading to Chad's insistence that the Harmons should leave. Vivian demands they leave at once. As Chad and Patrick are about to walk out the front door, they catch a glimpse of the rubber man. Terrified, they run out of the back. Vivian has had enough of Ben's lies and says that he should leave as well. Immediately, she clutches her belly, feeling something wrong with the baby. Ben and Vivian rush to the hospital, leaving Violet behind and instructing her not to answer the door under any circumstances. Violet reads upstairs while her iPod plays loudly, having set out a candy dish. She doesn't hear Adelaide ringing the doorbell, wanting Violet to see her pretty girl mask and costume. She follows a group of insulting young women, wanting to fit in with them, and does not see the oncoming car that hits her as she crosses. The emergency room doctor finally sees Ben and Vivian during an ultrasound examination. The doctor initially questions the pregnancy timeline, as the baby is much larger than it should be at 8 weeks. Peering further, the doctor sees something and suddenly collapses to the floor. Constance rushes to find Adelaide being attended to by EMTs. Constance defies the EMTs, who are trying to load Adelaide into the ambulance, and drags her to the lawn of the Harmons' house, insisting that she will be with her friends. She does not reach the lawn in time. Moira walks the hallways of a long-term care facility, finding her comatose mother Molly on a respirator. Moira feels guilty that she hasn't been there for her, and resolves to set her free. Moira unhooks the respirator and her mother dies. Molly's ghost bids that Moira should come with her, but Moira cries that she can't. Larry is furiously pounding on the door and ringing the bell, demanding that Ben give him his $1,000. He scares away oncoming trick-or-treaters. Violet calls Ben, while Larry menaces her through the door. Over her shoulder, Rubber Man frames the doorway. When Ben and Vivian arrive home, they call after a missing Violet. There's a knock at the door and Ben answers. It is a ghoulish Hayden smirking. Ben slams the door in her face. Episode 4 ends here. If you like the explanation, please subscribe and share with your friends. Thanks for watching.